A federal minister makes and implements decisions on policies. A federal ministry primarily formulates and implements the policies of the federal government, and federal agencies and parastatals are special government organizations set up for the management of resources, financial oversight of industries, on national security, and of course general issues. Their effectiveness, functionality, performance, and strategic relevance to actualize the aspiration of the federal government in power is of paramount concern to us on the Minister's platform. Let's broaden your horizon about good governance in Nigeria. Welcome to the Minister's platform. It's time to put you on speed with news developments across the federal ministries, their agencies and parastatals on Ministry News. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, has said that the federal government has paid a total of $446 million to clear off a judgment debt on the Ajaokuta Steel Company. The minister will disclose this on Thursday in his opening remark at the 19th edition of the President Muhammadu Buhari regime scorecard, accused the presidential candidate of the PDP of being deceitful in his campaign promise to resolve the problems facing the Ajaokuta steel plant. The minister also noted that there is a balance of $50 million which will be paid in February.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the PDP, said if voted into office, his government will resolve the problems facing the Ajaokuta Steel Company. A little bit of background will show that the former vice president was deceiving Nigerians when he made that promise. Ajaokuta was concessioned to global steel industry in 2004 by the regime of then President Olusegun Obasanjo, who was in charge of that administration's privatization program. It was the same Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. That concession that turned out to be a mess was terminated by another PDP administration.
The federal government, through the Minister of Interior, Thursday said it had foiled another jailbreak attempt following the attack on the Kuje Correctional Facility in early July 2022. The minister, Rauf Aregbesola, revealed this at the 64th session of the State House Ministerial briefing organized by the Presidential Communications Team at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. Although he did not specify which correctional facility he was referring to, Aregbesola said those behind the attack had been sent to their maker. According to the minister, the federal government has done its best by capturing the biometrics of all inmates nationwide.
No society has succeeded in eliminating crimes and criminals. Ours will not be an exception. But what is important is that our capacity to curtail, neutralize, apprehend, and bring to justice their nefarious acts.
The federal government on Wednesday approved the total sum of 10.08 billion naira for the Ministry of Aviation. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, who revealed this to State House correspondents shortly after exiting the council chambers of the State House, Abuja, noted that 7.48 billion naira is for the rehabilitation and construction of the Adejia Airstrip Jigawa State, 1.97 billion naira for the construction of a control tower and technical building at the Akanuibiam International Airport, Enugu, and 625.50 million naira for the procurement of utility vehicles for the ministry.
One memo that contains about 3 items, one of which is the rehabilitation and reconstruction of the Hadija airstrip, and the total sum is 7,482,074,196 naira and 56 kobo for a period of 18 months. Then there is the construction of control tower and technical building at Enugu, and is 1,973,606,141 naira and 75 kobo.
The Minister of Defense, retired Major General Bashiru Salihi Magashi, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry during the rollout ceremony of C-130 Hercules aircraft NAF 918 held Wednesday at the 631 Aircraft Maintenance Depot, NAF Ikeja, Lagos, has commended the Nigerian Air Force NAF for its readiness to support the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC to airlift its staff and logistics before, during and after the 2023 elections. The Minister of Defense congratulated NAF for the technical breakthrough, noting that it further demonstrates the service quest for capacity development and self-reliance in equipment maintenance.
The federal government appreciates the efforts of Nigerian Air Force towards addressing terrorism, insurgency, and other forms of security threats in our dear country. I'm also aware of all your non-kinetic actions, particularly in the various theaters of operations to win the hearts and minds of the populace.
Nigeria's pivotal role in the development and regional integration in the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, was further strengthened on Friday with the official inauguration of the Building Housing Nigeria's Permanent Mission to ECOWAS. The unveiling was done by Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Oyema, who was accompanied by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zulberu Dada, and other dignitaries. The edifice, located at the highbrow Asokoro district in Abuja, is a reflection of Nigeria's constructive engagements in ECOWAS activities and events, which will also ensure that Nigeria continues to provide leadership and shouldering responsibilities in the sub-region.
Nigeria's presence in ECOWAS. We have a permanent representative, and we thought it should have a befitting office to operate from. As has been said, it's supposed to operate as our office does in Geneva, as it does in New York, as we also do in Addis Ababa, where we have representation.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Osagi Ehanire, has refuted the allegation that he has abandoned his home state of Edo after being hit by Lassa fever. Speaking at a media briefing in Abuja recently, the minister, who said that the health sector is a joint responsibility of both the states, local governments, and local communities, explained that all that was needed to be done by the federal government was done to assist Edo State and other states hit by disease outbreak. The minister therefore assured that every disease in this country has been given full attention by this ministry, and nothing is left that is our duty to do. The Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambo, affirmed that the Nigeria-Niger Republic rail line will boost trade and other socio-economic interaction between both countries and the continent. The minister stated this in Abuja on the signing of a memorandum of understanding on the project between Nigeria and the Republic of Niger. The minister noted that the rail line will start from Kano State in Nigeria and end at Maradi in Niger Republic. And finally, on ministry news, the Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambo, has described the Lekki Deep Sea Port as one of the major legacies of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. The minister revealed this at the state banquet in honor of President Muhammadu Buhari by the Lagos State government on the commissioning of the Lekki Deep Sea Port recently in Lagos. Sambo said the commissioning was made possible by the expedited manner Mr. President handled all requests made by the Federal Ministry of Transportation concerning the Lekki Deep Sea Port. Let's now bring you top ministry news headlines across various federal ministries. From the presidency comes latest significant official engagements of Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari in recent times. The two-day visit by President Muhammadu Buhari to Lagos saw him commissioning key projects. First was the commissioning of the John Randall Center for Yoruba Culture and History, the Lekki Deep Sea Port, official commissioning of the Rail Mass Transit Blue Line, and the official commissioning of the Lagos Rice Mill at Imota, Ikorodu, Lagos. The president was quite impressed with the tremendous efforts of the Babajide Sanwo-Olu government to improve the economic potentials of Lagos State. President Muhammadu Buhari says he believes he will be remembered positively for his achievements while in office. The president said this while inaugurating some projects of the state government as well as the Federal Ministry of Aviation's Meteorological Institute in Katsina State. The president, who is on a two-day visit to Katsina State, inaugurated the Kofa Kaura Underpass, Kofa Walks, Katsina State Internal Revenue House, Muhammadu Buhari Meteorological Institute, Dama Rice Mill, and the upgraded Katsina State General Hospital.
You picked your priorities, and I'm very pleased your priorities are our priorities as a nation. You have done so much in education and in health. That is the fundamental thing.
President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday urged African leaders to allocate 10% of their national budget to the agricultural sector in order to promote food security. The president made the call in Senegal in his goodwill message at the Feed Africa Summit of Heads of States and Governments on Wednesday. According to a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the president also called on his counterparts to embrace innovative policies that will ensure the continent's citizens eat what they produce as well as export the surplus.
To feed Africa, we need younger male and female farmers. So the future of agriculture in Africa will depend on getting more youth into agriculture. That means we must make agriculture attractive for them.
And finally, from the presidency, President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the Nigerians to reject any politician who will drag the country back to the era when corruption was highly prevalent as they prepared to elect new leaders in the 2023 general elections. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, at a conference on fighting corruption in Nigeria organized by the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption in Abuja. The president boasted that he is leaving behind a legacy of zero tolerance for corruption for Nigerians' teeming youths to every citizen as his tenure comes to an end in few months. Further tasked anti-corruption agencies to concentrate more on asset for future regimes, in addition to prosecution, to deny looters the gains from the proceeds of their crime, to effectively fight the war against corruption.
These feats have been realized due to the excellent performance of anti-corruption agencies. The activities of the ICPC, EFC, EFCC, NFIU, and the Ministry of Justice, in collaboration with the police and the DSS for arrest, prosecution, convictions, and assets recoveries, are quite commendable.
Our business on the Minister's platform every week is to document, disseminate, and project positive developments in government to propagate good governance. We will come your way again next week. Till then, remain patriotic.